Hi, it's Martin and Claire here from our Lost Estate again, and the great news, as you saw from our last video, is now our electrics are pretty much done. So that is fantastic from our perspective because it frees up a lot more of our time to be able to make videos and work on decorating and doing things to actually work towards finishing some of the rooms in the house.
I can't wait to decorate.
Absolutely. We're down here in the guest room today. As you'll see behind me, it's still in a bit of a state where we've got furniture all over the place. And I've got my little finishing off tasks from the electrics to do here. So I'm going to be working on those channels in the ceiling to cover them up with plaster and clear a bit of the wallpaper off the ceiling as well.
Yep, and then we can actually put the room back together again, because as you can see, we've got the wardrobe stuck in the middle of the room, we've got the bed all over the place. And then after that we can actually start to decorate, which would be great. So we're having a bit of a woodland theme down here. I've seen the most dreamy woodland wallpaper from a French firm called Isidore Leroy. I don't know if you can get it out of France, but we'll show you a picture. It's absolutely gorgeous, and we've already started the theme. We've got some lovely little fox knobs on our refurbished unit for sleeping foxes, which is adorable, and some bees and a stag picture, and we're going to have parquet floor and a patchwork quilt on the bed, and it's going to look absolutely dreamy. I can't wait.
I think there's a lot of phases to go here at the moment, so we're going to start with emptying out the room.
Yep.
You'll see I've put some temporary flooring down. It's better than the plain concrete that we've got. But yeah, there's going to be a few videos on this over the year, I reckon. This is just the first of us actually getting our first room somewhere towards where we want it to be, which is going to be great.
Well, it's going to be the spare room when we have visitors, but also at the front we're going to have my sewing room, so I'll be able to do more projects as well. Patchwork quilts and recovering sofas and all of that. So looking forward to it. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, now we're in the winter time. It's the time to be doing some of the indoor crafts. So it'll be great to get you a bit of area down here set up for that.
Yeah, definitely. So I can find things, because everything's everywhere at the moment.
But first things first,
Yep.
We need to clear this lot.
Yep, let's do it.
So we've finished the plastering now. It's had a couple of coats. The first one went in, and of course that shrinks back, so I've sanded it back, given it a second coat and sanded that back, and then had to paint all the ceilings here.
And then we looked at the walls, and they have had one coat since they were stripped off from the really horrible wallpaper and the disgustingness that we found the room in the first instance. So they needed another coat, so I came in and helped, and then of course as soon as we got the paint on the walls we realised the gloss was kind of grey, not white, so that's all had to be done as well. So it turned into a bit of an epic.
Many days later.
It's epic.
Thankfully, we've finished it just in time, because in about 2 days we have guests arriving, as always, when you live in a foreign country, you have guests wanting to come and visit regularly.
Which is lovely, and we love it.
First
but
guest
it does
of the
mean
year.
we've now got to dress the room so it is usable, and then we'll continue with the beautification of it afterwards. So let's dress.
So here we are, we finally did it with less than 24 hours to spare, as seems to be our way with things, and we've got the guest room back to a state where people can come and stay in it, which is fantastic. So yeah, got one of my friends coming this weekend, and really looking forward to that, and one of Claire's friends coming next weekend, so that will be great fun for them, and a lovely room for them to stay in now, feeling clean and fresh, which is always nice. And without too many exposed cables or things like that coming in the ceiling. So no, really happy with how it's turned out, with the brightness and whiteness of the room now. That's looking much better. It's was quite a bit of furniture to move back in, but we've managed to reuse a lot of the furniture that we've had anyway. So there was furniture that was here when we bought the house, like the big unit that we had at the front, and a chest of drawers at the back, which we've just repainted and given them a new lease of life from that. Oh yes, and new knobs on them, including the lovely foxes and the bees, to go with the woodland theme that we're going to be setting up in here in the long run. But yeah, that was kind of phase 2, getting to this point. But now we've got guests coming, we've got to have a little pause in proceedings, but we're going to lead on to the next part.
So I found this beautiful wallpaper, I mentioned that at the beginning. So this is what it looks like, and we're thinking it will go on that wall. One of those, going to play around with it, have a look. And we're going to be carrying on that kind of theme with the pictures as well. So yeah, really liking the whole vibe. But you'll see the quilts. The one on the main bed is an inherited one from my family. It was made by a very dear American family friend, and it's an American quilt. The one we're sitting on is a topper that I made some years ago. It's an English pieced quilt, paper piecing, and that I'm going to be looking at coming up over the next few months, about getting it to the point where it's actually a quilt. So what we're going to do with the front of this room is change it into a sewing area for when we haven't got guests, because they're not here all the time, and we do need a crafting area. So yeah, that'll be a whole crafting theme going on, and it's all going to be very exciting.
Very much, yeah. That's the second phase, I think. The third phase that'll be of this project, where we need to do a bit more work at the front. So I'll be building some areas for Claire to work on. I don't know whether we'll recycle tables or
maybe
have a built-in bench.
There is something we found in the barn as well.
Indeed, that'll have to come on down. And obviously you will have, the sharp-eyed of you will have noticed the electrical cable running across the ceiling at the front of the room. So I'm going to be having to box that one in and get some extra lighting up there for Claire as well, so that she can do all the crafting work. That's going to be great.
And some built-in shelving in the corner, and also we would like to replace the doors at some point.
The final phase really is the wallpaper, replacing the doors, and then we'll get the parquet flooring flooring in, but that flooring we want to run throughout not just the guest room, but also the snug in the back cave, and also right through to the bureau.
Yep.
So we need the floor sorted for all of those before we can do that one. So that may be a little while yet.
Especially as we've been looking at the options, and we are having to give it some serious thought, obviously, because it's a big investment. But as you can tell, we've got a lot of lovely inherited furniture, whether that's from mid-century teak furniture from my family or pieces that we've acquired here or inherited here. And too much wood could be a bit jarring. So we're having to think about it quite hard.
Yeah, make sure we get the right decisions on what parquet we want. We know we want parquet, but you don't want everything looking an oak brown, do you?
Exactly. And then talking about old furniture, obviously, then there's the unit that kind of was superfluous.
Yes, the one extra unit we had in here, we call it Henri deux. It was suggested to us when we bought the house that it might be from the time of Henry II. It's certainly a similar style.
Oh, it's reproduction, though.
But we think it has to be reproduction because Henri Deux's 1530s, somewhere around that.
It's not that. It's probably the beginning of last century, or what we would equate in the UK to Victorian times. There's a lot of it around, so we're not feeling guilty, but we are thinking we might upcycle.
Yeah, but we need some ideas of what to do with it. We don't quite know what to do with it. We know we don't want it in this room. It didn't fit with the style of this room. It's not really our style,
really. It's pretty. It's really pretty.
Yeah, we don't want to have it kind of that dark brown, overly fanciful thing as it is. So, if anyone has any ideas of what we can do with it, post in the comments below. And you never know, you might see us actually trying it.
That'd be great. Thank you. Thanks for watching.
And don't forget to like and subscribe, and check us out on Patreon.